Hi friends, Namaskar. I am Dr. Sunil Sabre. I am a pediatrician and pediatric neurologist from India. I am going to start a talk series on stress management. Now, why this talk series on stress management? In the research, they have found that the incidence of chronic disorders all over the world are increasing. Now, what are these chronic disorders? These are diabetes, obesity, hypertension, heart attack, stroke, mental illness, accidents. Now, why these disorders are increasing all over the world, and they have found that the important cause of these disorders are stress, change in lifestyle, excessive calorie intake, sedentary lifestyle, and pollution. Stress being the important cause. It is estimated that around 3.5 crore people all over the world and 5 million people in India die because of these chronic disorders every year. This chronic disorder could cost the world $47 trillion in lost economic output from 2010 to 2030 if urgent action is not taken to prevent and treat them. India stands to lose about 4.5 trillion before 2030 because of these disorders. Now, till date, we are treating this disorder at a physical level, but we are not only body, but we are body, mind, and soul. If we treat this disorder at physical level with medicine and surgery and do not take care of mind and soul, this problem will keep on recurring and will keep on increasing because the problem at a physical level are because of a problem at a mind and soul level. For example, if a person get heart attack, it may not be only due to physical illness, but there may be a problem in his mind. For example, he might be having some depression because of strained relationship, divorce, which is causing him to eat unhealthy way and doing legs exercise, having disturbed sleep, making him addicted to cigarette and alcohol, leading to diseases like diabetes, obesity, and hypertension, and consequently leading to heart attack. So, heart attack is because of the problem of a mind with physical disease manifested with as diabetes, obesity, and hypertension. So, if we treat this patient with medicine and surgery like angioplasty or bypass, but do not take care of his mind problem, then the disease will keep on recurring. Other example, if a person has a malaria and if we treat his fever with the help of paracetamol, but do not treat the root cause of parasite with the help of anti-malarial, the fever will keep on increasing and the disease will increase. So we need to treat the patient holistically, making his body, mind, and soul healthy. Health is defined as physical, mental, and social well being. But I would like to add one more dimension, and that is spiritual. Being a doctor, I have deep knowledge of science and medicine. And as a student of spirituality, I have some knowledge of mind and soul. I have tried to fuse science with spirituality and develop this module on stress management so that we can deal with this deadly chronic disorder and stress effectively and holistically so that we can lead healthy and happy life. Now, what is stress? Stress is defined as our mental, physical, emotional, and behavioral reaction to any perceived demand or threat. The stress has been described in detail by famous Canadian scientist named Hans Selye. Stress in Latin means stifle, that is to become tense. Now, is stress a new thing? No, stress is there since ages. In a great epic called Mahabharata in Hindu mythology, when the Arjuna was standing in between two armies of Kaurava and Pandava, and when he saw that he has to face his family member as an enemy, he became jittery. He was full of sweat. His heart was pumping like a horse. He was unable to handle his bow and he became mentally disturbed. And these were all signs of stress. A stressful situation is one you cannot cope successfully with, or you believe that you cannot cope these things successfully. Stress is idiosyncratic. A stress to one person may not be stress to other. It depends upon the person's perception, personality, locus of control, belief system, social support, and hostility. For example, many people regard public speaking or aeroplane flight as very stressful, while others look forward to the event. Stress is constant. Optimum amount of stress is required for normal functioning, growth, and development. If we plot a graph with level of stress on x-axis and performance on y-axis, we will get inverted U-shaped or bell-shaped graph. On left side, there is a less stress which will lead to less performance, but there would be boredom and less motivation. On middle, there would be optimum amount of stress and optimum performance without causing any mental and physical disorder, and that is called as eustress. But if it is violated, then the person performance decreases with the increase in stress and lead to mental and physical disorder, and that is called as distress. For example, to maintain an erect posture, our body has a normal tone. If there is a less tone, we may fall, or if there is a more tone, then we become stiff and we may not be able to walk. So optimum amount of tone is required for normal posture. Similarly, optimum amount of stress is required for normal functioning. I would like to explain with the help of example. Once a teacher took children to the garden. The children were watching the caterpillar coming out of the eggshell. When the caterpillar was coming out of the eggshell, its body was getting compressed between the eggshell. Its body was full of blood. One child couldn't tolerate the scene. It broke the eggshell, took out the caterpillar and kept on the ground. And what happened after a few hours? The caterpillar died. When the teacher came to know about this, he became very angry. But he explained to the children that when the caterpillar was coming out of the eggshell, its body was getting compressed. During the struggle and during the stress, the excess fluid in its body was getting expressed out, so that its body could have become light and it could have become butterfly. But as you bypass this procedure, you bypass the struggle and stress, the excess fluid remained in the body and the caterpillar couldn't become butterfly and died. Similarly, in one university, one experiment was conducted. Group A was given a project and they asked to complete within 7 days, and the group B was given the same project but asked to complete within 1 month. And what they found that the group A is able to complete the project in 1 week, and group B was not able to complete at the end of 1 week, but they completed at the end of 1 month. So if you have optimum amount of stress, it increases your performance. Now I told you that less stress is also problem and more stress is also problem. I would like to explain with the help of example. Once a delegation went to mental asylum. Doctor was showing the delegate the patient admitted in his asylum. They went to room number 1. In room number 1, a man was crying. He had a photograph in his hand. The people asked the reason of his madness. The doctor said he was in love with one girl whom he couldn't marry, and because of that he became mad. Then they went to room number 2. In room number 2, they found that the man was very aggressive. He was tearing the photograph, he was hitting the wall, he was pulling his hair. The, the delegation asked the doctor the reason of his madness. The doctor said he married the same girl whom room number 1 person couldn't marry. Okay, so one person become mad because he didn't got the girl, and second got married because he got the girl. Similarly, if there is a less stress, there is a problem. There is more stress, there is a problem. There is only one place on this earth where there is no stress, and that is graveyard. Now, how many people think that they are stressed in their life? During my seminar, I asked the same question to the audience, and some raises their hand and say they are very much stressed, and few say they are not stressed. And I would like to explain with the help of example. Once a 50-year-old man went to a doctor and he said, "Doctor, please help me. My father is behaving madly." Doctor said, "What kind of thing he is doing?" The man said, "He is playing whole day in bathtub. He is playing with toys." Doctor said, "He is 80-year-old. He is having dementia. What problem these things causes to you?" The man said, "Doctor, this is causing immense problem to me. He is playing with my toys and breaking it, and I am not able to play with my toys." Okay, so this man is thinking that his father is mad, but he is not introspecting that he himself is a man. So there's a person, few people who think that the other people are stressed, but they are not introspecting that they are also stressed. Now there are another type of a people who think that they are only stressed in this world, and I would like to explain with the help of story. Once there was a church, and there was a father. The father was requesting people to donate the money for orphanage, but the people were not donating the money. Frustrated, one Sunday prayer, he announced that I expect at least one person to donate the $1 today. Otherwise, I expose his extramarital affair. In that particular meeting, there were 100 people, and when he saw the donation box, there were $99, and there was one sheet in which it was written that, "Father, please forgive me. Today I didn't got the money. I'll donate $10 tomorrow. But please don't expose my name." Okay? So some people think that they are only stressed, but no, all the people are stressed. Stressful situation put a challenge in front of us. Either we can take it as an opportunity or transform ourselves, or take a way of least resistance like addiction, or on the other hand some people has ostrich like attitude that they pretend that stress do not exist. They are in denial mode. In the research it is found that 80 to 90% worker experience job stress. Rapid change of modern working life is associated with increasing demand of learning new skill, need to adapt new type of work, pressure of higher productivity and quality of work, time pressure, hectic job, long work hours, lack of participation in decision making, little sense of control over job performed, poor communication, poor support, and uncertainty of job, too much of expectation and too much of responsibility, and lack of opportunity for promotion are increasing stress among the workforce. And this is leading to loss to organization in the form of less efficiency, less productivity, increased medical bill, absenteeism, decreased turnover, increased compensation, and decrease in job satisfaction. Children are not immune to this stress. The incidence of stress in childhood is progressively increasing. Childhood is a special time, is a golden age. It's full of laughter, smile, toys, teddy bear. Playing with the children, making them happy and contented is replaced by forcing from infancy into academic excellence. Interest rates, competition, tuition classes are taking toll on children's health and leading to physical, emotional and mental problems like temper tantrum, bedwetting, tummy aches, headache, nail biting, thumb sucking, inattention, hyperactivity and aggressiveness. Why stress and these chronic disorders are increasing? There are many factors. The pace of life and work is increasing, with fewer people being expected to do more and more with less and less. New technology, which was expected to lighten our load and allow us to enjoy the fruit of our labor, has in many cases made things worse. Computer, email, internet, video conferencing, mobile phone all mean that people expect us to react and respond faster than ever before. Mind has started thinking fast, but body do not keep same pace, leading to mind-body imbalance. In rat, in rat race to achieve affluence, whose ultimate aim is happiness and peace, we loses the same thing. Happiness is intrinsic, while money is instrumental in getting the happiness. But we are forgetting this important concept and we are concentrating on the instrumental thing like money and losing the intrinsic thing that is happiness. There is a change in family fabric. Initially, there used to be joint family. So, if one family member was under stress, the other people used to support him financially, psychologically, mentally. But nowadays, people are having nuclear family. The couple is living alone, away from the joint family. So they have to face the stressful situation alone. And for female, it is a double whammy. They have to face both work as well as home front. So life and work may overwhelm us so that it feels like we cannot cope, and this may push us into downward spiral of helplessness and hopelessness. If you ask anybody, how are you? He spontaneously say, I am fine. It actually means frustrated, inadequate, neurotic and exhausted. Now friends, it is said that if you share your knowledge, it increases and it not only transforms yourself but also transform others. An idea can change the world. I have acquired knowledge from society. Society has given so much to me. I want to pay back by sharing this knowledge. It is said, share the good thing you have. That's why I have started this talk series on stress management. If you like the concept, then try to inculcate in your life. And if you think that it is helpful to you, then share with your friends and family members. Thank you very much for joining this moment on Healthy and Happy Life. And have a nice day. Thank you.